40 years ago, at the height of the Cold War, a group of military scientists created Formula X. Its purpose, to turn any individual into an unnaturally strong super soldier. The project failed. Today, the bunker that was home to these mysterious experiments and the last remaining samples of Formula X lies sealed and hidden. Its location, unknown.
That's all the backstory we need. Unlike Resident Evil, there's not a ton of setup for this series. After this cutscene in a short comic book, it's nothing but the games from here onward. That being said, welcome to From the Top, the House of the Dead. Before we can get into the first game of the series, Overkill, we have to read up on the prequel comic, Prelude to an Overkill. Prelude to an Overkill was published by Sega and released as a pre-order bonus for the original release of Overkill. Sega also provided the comics for free at some video game conventions. The comic is also an unlockable bonus in the director's cut version of the game. I've ripped the images from there to use for this review. If you'd like to read it for yourself without unlocking it, there's a link to the comic on Imgur in the description of this video. The cover is fine for what this is. It shows Varla guns in the foreground with Isaac Washington posing in the background. This is kind of indicative of how utilitarian this comic is. Like the cover, it's not breaking any ground for the medium, but it does serve its purpose. The insert to the comic has ads for Bayou State Carnival and a wheelchair company. Both of these serve as foreshadowing for plot points in the game. The comic starts in a bar somewhere deep in Frank Miller country. The hyper-intense inks and angular shapes, as well as being monochromatic save for splashes of red, is the definition of style before substance. It's actually kinda hard to make out what's going on in some of these pages. Someone in the bar is raising a fuzz. The next page reveals a drunken Detective Isaac Washington. He's complaining that someone named Caesar owns the town. On stage is Varla Guns, an exotic dancer who's finishing up her shift. Varla and Isaac leave the bar at the same time, each having a run-in with, I guess, mutants? It seems like they're getting attacked for no reason, but the art is difficult to follow. The two arrive at their respective homes. Isaac has a conspiracy wall with pictures of Caesar and his accomplices. Varla, meanwhile, laments that someone she knew was turned into a freak by Caesar. We learn later that this person is Jasper Guns, Varla's brother who was confined to a wheelchair. In the same vein, Isaac laments that Caesar was at fault for the elder Washington's death. There's some malarkey involving the home lives of the two protagonists that doesn't really matter for the story. The next morning, Detective Washington is called to go to the station, but on the way there, he's chased by some of Caesar's goons. Trying to lose them, he ducks into a cornfield and uses the distraction to bushwhack the other car. Inside the nearby mansion, Caesar is talking to someone he refers to as Warden. We'll be learning more about that character later. Somehow, Caesar is able to divine that Washington is at fault for the loss of power. Noticing the prison van outside of Caesar's mansion, Washington moves to investigate. He's jumped by a group of mutants again? Their eyes are drawn without pupils, but later we see them talking, which doesn't jive with what we see in the game. It looks like Washington is up shit creek until Guns arrives. Isaac uses the distraction to escape, but as soon as he's back at the bar, he's called to the plantation he just left. The comic ends with Varla getting back on stage and Isaac preparing to go to Caesar's place. All the players are in position for the beginning of Overkill. I know this video is kind of short because we're only just covering the intro and the prequel comic, but I really do want to thank you for watching. I'm super excited to get into the House of the Dead series. This series of games is like comfort food for me. It's like the mashed potatoes of video games. If you want to see some more videos like this one that cover various comic books and video games and such, you can click on the annotations you see on your screen right now. If you like what we're doing here and you want to see these videos as soon as they come out, make sure that you subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you are notified as soon as they go live. Check out our website and the annotation here if you want to see some more stuff that we're doing. And please consider supporting our Patreon, which you can click on here, to get our videos a week early. Once more, thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the first gameplay video for House of the Dead Overkill.